What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talks with iTunes. I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to these episodes that I'm going to be doing here to my best abilities every day. I want to try and get this content out there about things that I've been through, certain wisdoms, experiences, knowledge, whatnot, the whole shebang, right? Everything about just wisdom in general and life experience. I'm out here in nature. As you can see, Navajo is behind me, or I'm in Navajo, but the mountains of Navajo are behind me. And today we're going to be talking about 3 key points on how to let go of certain situations that do not serve your current reality, right? And the first one is going to be understand that there's more going on than what you're currently viewing in the present moment. As in, an example of this would be, let's say you're driving on your way to work, for those of you who are still working, or in your past, right, just to bring a realization to you, an epiphany, that you're in traffic, right, and you're late. Well, let's just say that there was something that was happening for you to keep you from possibly being in that car wreck. And that could have been you if you were just moments sooner, things like that. It's kind of like what you want to do is just understand that there's maybe something happened to keep something bad from happening to you. So the idea of this is to bring yourself back to a sense of gratefulness and humbleness, that at least I'm fine now, everything's fine, I don't need to, hopefully that that person's okay, or whatever the case may be. But the idea of letting go is you want to start off with not attaching yourself to the present moment so much, right? So you just want to bring yourself back to a sense of gratefulness, I would say first. And then, like, the second thing, this is kind of like a flow of thought, how you would want to go. That's the first thought, is that just realize that there's more going on than just the present moment itself. And then the next one would be realizing that the journey does not have to define who you are, right? The journey does not define who you are as a person. Which, what I mean by this is that a lot of people talk about how they grew up with certain past experiences, and for example, they're like, well, my parents, taught me this, and they told me to do this, and that's how it is, and that's the way that I am this way. And or an example of, well, you're so competitive. Why are you so competitive? Well, my parents raised me to be competitive and wanted me to be this and this and this, or they, whatever the case may be. The point is that, where they are in life, they have allowed everywhere else in their life to define who they are, right? They've allowed their journey, their past journey, because it's like your journey is supposed to be an ongoing, continual process to your ultimate reality, right? Your ultimate dream reality, the reality you want to live in every single day, waking up and you're so excited to experience your reality. So they're caught up in that, but what you have to realize is that the journey is a process, and it's something that you need to be very humbling and have humility in, because you know that this is what is supposed to be, and that where I am right now is not my end result, right? Because it's about the journey, not the end result. Because what fun is it to have everything or whatever, but you never seen how the miracles happen. You never felt the emotion and the gratitude of experiencing in that first moment, right? You just want the end destination. It's like, that's not what you want. You want to enjoy the process. So realize that the journey does not define who you are, right? The third key point is find something to bring you joy and peace in your everyday life. Something like this would be, for me, is meditation. It's waking up early in the morning. It's going out there in short sleeves, short pants, and doing my morning Wim Hof breathing meditations, right? Kind of bringing myself to the center of where I want to be living on a day-to-day basis, right? Bringing myself into divine alignment, right? And when you're out of divine alignment because you just point blank don't have control over anything else around you, or you have someone, when you're feeling great, come into your reality that is a little bit negative, and you're just like, whoa. That's not divine alignment. You're not saying, hey, I'm in good vibes, and don't come near me with that those bad vibes. That does not mean that you are ever in divine alignment, right? You would be able to give that person love and good wisdom and positive energy if you were in divine alignment. So you want to find something to help get you in that state of alignment where you're able to let go, right? So the best thing to do is to do a meditation where you're listening to like 432 hertz, or just a good like binaural frequency to put a sense of calmingness to yourself. And then what you want to do is in that vibration of the calm presence, attach letting go with the thoughts of what you want to let go in that meditation. So it's like, I am letting go what does not serve me. I am letting go the emotion of frustration and anxiety. This does not define who I am. I am not these emotions. I am this, and this, powerful, loving, positive, I have willpower. I am willpower. I am super, whatever it is. You want to attach the new you into that meditation, right? And the other key point to all these things that kind of comes together with all these key points is repetition, right? You cannot do something and expect to get different results if you're doing the same thing, which is basically going back to who you are. Always going for 2 or 3 days meditation, whatever, going right back to who you are. A week meditation, whatever, going right back to who you are whenever you stop. The point is to keep up the consistency, to keep up the flow of the version of yourself that you want to become, what you're aspiring and desiring to come. You want to have a burning desire within yourself that you want this. That's why I've said before that your mindset is the most powerful thing. You have to have the mindset of somebody who really wants to change, but know that it's not easy. Know that it's going to be a process, and that even you messing up and reminding yourself that is just enough to get you tomorrow, the next day, to be in a little bit more alignment than you were that moment of when you forgot or messed up or whatever. And the reason for that is because you have to start somewhere, right? And even if it's you missing it and then reminding yourself, that is you accomplished remembering who you want to be, even in your moment of messing up. So give yourself gratitude, validate yourself, be grateful that you were able to at least remember that, and then focus on the next day, and then you in that same experience or experience where you're going to be tested, and then think of you overcoming that with the right actions and the right mindset. So these are 3 key points on how to let you go. I hope this helped with you guys a little bit. I know this is new for me. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I know these videos are going to get better and better, but bear with me, guys, because this is just definitely a passion of mine that I want to do. Is I just want to talk on camera. I want to talk to you guys about things I've been through in my life. So just to end you guys with a story that I went through. There was a time where I moved from North Carolina to LA, and then LA to Las Vegas. And when I was in Las Vegas, there was a time where me and my buddy Mark were, kind of at this like little motel thing, and it's a kind of a long story, but in the brief synopsis of things, we had a roommate, and this roommate was kind of being really negative, and we were looking for new apartments, and he was just, every morning I woke up and it was just venting, and he was always putting negative, but never wanting to apply the action when I'm giving him the right things, right? So slightly draining, or at the time I was allowing it to be draining and not really working on myself at the same time, because I kind of got out of the flow of my own meditations, right? So I was allowing this guy to mess with my energy flow. And there was a point where we had got accepted to this one apartment. We're all happy, and then lo and behold, we got strung along and then can't move in. So I'm looking at my buddy Mark, and I'm like, dude, what is going on? Why? Like, why? Because we were like, we were basically about to be homeless, because of the situation. And at the time, I didn't have no way of proving income or anything like that. I'm a street performer. I'm doing busking, and I didn't even have a bank account, I don't think, at the time. And I believe I was 22, around 22 years old when I did this move. But I basically had nothing to really get it going. So, long story short, I'm just searching, and then the guy, he decides to just do his own thing and leave. Right? The apartment ended. Me and Mark were like, dude, we're gonna stay in here, man. And if they come in the apartment and knock on the door, we're gonna be like, I didn't know, right? So, long story short, we did that. He ended up leaving. So the guy ended up leaving. We were left there. The people came knocking, and so now we're on our journey again. We're looking for somewhere to stay, and we ended up getting like we're staying at the Excalibur. And while we're at the Excalibur in Las Vegas, just looking for apartments, and I found this place called Cantera Apartments. And long story short, we moved in, right? And it was exactly what me and my buddy Mark had talked about in North Carolina. I said, man, wouldn't it be great to be on the second floor with palm trees outside our balcony and just, our own place with high ceilings and whatnot. The apartment had high ceilings. It was on the second floor and had palm trees on the balcony, right? Now, when we were saying this, we were in an insanely great vibrational state, right? And that is the third key point, is that to get yourself in alignment through meditation, a daily practice. And it doesn't even have to be meditation, but it is got to be something that is some type of meditative feeling, as in like bring yourself to an insane amount of gratefulness through thinking of certain things, right? And so while we're in the apartment, I had the epiphany. Oh my gosh, I just realized that this was something I had talked about, and we talked about in his old apartment at his dad's place in the living room, about having our own place and all these key points, right, of what I had described about the palm trees and second floor and all that. And so we made it there, and then I had the epiphany that that's why things were not going as planned. You understand? That the universe had a bigger plan, and that the universe was going to weed out the negative that wasn't positively serving its purpose, but yet I was slightly focusing a little bit too much on my present moment, as in the second key point, realizing that the journey does not define you, right? That moment did not define who I was, which means that I can still do my things, I can still feel great every day and keep the process going, but he was dealing with something else, the guy was, so he ended up just leaving, right? It just became that process because of whatever was happening. Mark was fine, he was all happy and everything, and he's another great friend of mine who's a spiritual guy, and he helped me through the process and enlightened me to tell me that it's not, this is not defining us right now. This is not our end result. We are actually in a place. Just keep staying positive, and optimistic about the outcomes. So long story short, everything came full circle, and I realized why everything was happening the way it was. So you have to realize the journey does not define you, and to just let go of certain situations that are just bringing up negative energies within yourself. Understand the big picture, all that. You have to understand that there is more going on than just in the present moment. I love you guys. I hope this helped. Like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. What I do here is I talk about my life, wisdom, certain things I've been through, and I want to be the actual living proof of someone speaking things into the universe, taking action on it, and then you guys watching the actual result of that. And again, guys, it's emotions. The emotion has to be in alignment. It's energy and motion. Love you guys.